Aliens light years away have evolved into the perfect killing machines. How does humanity deal with such threats? With specialized soldiers whose job it is to drop right into enemy territory, 1997 Starship Troopers created an itch for people to take control of tough troopers and slaughter swarms of giant space bugs. We've had such games as Armorines, Project Swarm, Earth Defense Force, Lost Planet, and more over the years that scratched that bug-killing itch. The Starship Troopers movie may have bombed at the box office, but it definitely inspired a whole generation of game developers to make amazing bug war titles. Now we have an official modern Starship Troopers game. But we also have an amazingly inspired Helldivers 2. Should you just play Helldivers 2 because it's got more stuff? No! That's just silly. Do you think I'm going to stop playing Lost Planet because I have Earth Defense Force? I won't go over every single aspect of these games because I'm sure people have done so already. Starship Troopers Extermination, a first-person shooter, came out in 2023 as an early access PC title. It was rough around the edges, but it was still a fun time. Since then, the game has had a full release last year and many changes. A big reason to play this title is the fact that it's a 16-player versus environment co-op. Correct me if I'm wrong, but all the other bug war games thus far have been limited in their co-op size. 16 people may not be a lot of dudes fighting in a bug war, but for a video game, that's a lot of people. Hey, I'll take it. The lore reason for this is that we aren't the regular mobile infantry. We're placed in the boots of the Deep Space Vanguard. Think the 75th Ranger Regiment, but in space.
I think the word you're searching for is Space Ranger.
The Deep Space Vanguard don't have all the full might of the Federation to carry out their missions, though. They operate deep in the Arachnids' territory to set up footholds. If you have seen the movies, then you'll know that a fleet ship will get destroyed by bug batteries. Thankfully, Fleet isn't totally absent from the Deep Space Vanguard's missions. They provide us with some small support in the form of dropships. Sometimes I wish we had a fleet of bombers, but no, we have to rely on our grit to survive. The game has a single-player tutorial mode that sees the return of General Johnny Rigo, voiced by Casper Van Dien. It's nothing extraordinary, but I like that they gave us players an option to learn the game mechanics with some narrative. It's a tutorial mode after all. This studio doesn't have the largest budget of a AAA developer, so I personally won't take points off of this. I like the fact that we are SOG. General Rico handpicked us for missions that don't require a full-on assault by the DSV. At the time of writing this, I haven't finished the single player, but I love listening to Casper Van Dien reprise his role.
Well, you better bundle up, Buttercup, because there's a new front opening up, and all reports are that Boris's crust is bearing more presents than Santa Claus. But you know as well as I do, where the Federation goes, the bugs follow. Stay frosty.
The multiplayer is what most of us are here for. We have Assault and Secure, Arc Defense, Horde Mode, and Hive Hunt. At the beginning of each mission is a news broadcast by the Federation. I never get tired of these. Assault and Secure is pretty simple. You will assault a designated point, capture it, then gather some resources. And this will lead into capturing a final point that will, be built up to your base. Alongside your weapons is a special tool that will let you build structures and stuff. I don't want to compare this to Minecraft or Fortnite, but building is crucial here too. In the base, you build a machine called the Ark. The Ark will gather data. In the meantime, you have to defend this point from an onslaught of bugs. The Arachnids will attempt to destroy you and any structure in their way, but once the Ark finishes, you get to evac. Pretty simple and fun. Ark defense is similar to AAS, but you start setting up the Ark right away. What the Ark does is scan inside of the planet you're fighting on. Resource gathering is more crucial to this mode. Gathering resources to fuel not only the Ark, but also gives you currency to build things, with your building tool. Don't lollygag too much though, because the bugs will swarm your base like the last slice of pizza at the work pizza party. Same rules for evac. I'm serious about that swarming, because there have been so many times where we lollygagged and we just got destroyed because bugs kept swarming and swarming. Remember that scene from the movie where the bugs swarmed that outpost? That's the game plan for Horde Mode. I guess these past three modes are just similar shades of Horde Mode, but this one doesn't have you do any objectives or nothing. Just 10 ways of surviving until Fleet evacs you. Resources are limited, so surviving each wave will grant you more resources to spend on base defenses. Hive Hunt is the newest mode, but unlike AAS, Arc Defense, or Horde, you don't get a full team, it's only 4 of y'all. You go underground where these filthy bugs spawn and place nukes on their eggs. How do you like your eggs? I like them sunny with the power of the sun packed into the palm of my hand. Hope you have a good team because that will make or break your run. Overall, a fun romp in the Starship Troopers universe. The Arachnids are iconic enemies, that should not be underestimated for their apparent lack of overt intelligence.
Frankly, I find the idea of a bug that thinks offensive.
If you have a large number of friends that exceeds most co-op games' max player count, then give this game a try. Would you like to know more? Well, too bad, because we're talking about Helldivers now. What's worse than fighting an intergalactic bug war? Also fighting a war against machines. Helldivers 2 was clearly inspired by Starship Troopers, but they also chose a bit of a different path. A galactic war on 2 fronts is a daunting task for any government. You would think that a game with such a massive scale would place us in the boots of regular infantry. Nope! If the Deep Space Vanguard were the Federation's equivalent of the 75th Ranger Regiment, then the Helldivers are the Navy SEALs or SAS of Super Earth. Except they drop into battle like Halo's Helljumpers. You can go in solo or in a team of 4 max to tackle the threats to democracy. Since we're operating as a special forces unit, the budget for the Helldivers is much larger. We get a battleship that ferries us to different planets and gives us air support. Starting off, you're limited to a basic orbital drop, but as the in-game currency racks up, you unlock better equipment. Don't get cocky because you have close air support or specialized weapon drops. You're still a squishy human being that will get easily killed. The Terminids are an XP of the Arachnids from Starship Troopers, even down to the different kinds of bugs that fill specific niches. I won't go over them because I feel like someone has already done so for both franchises. I'll say it again, do not underestimate giant space bugs just because they can't talk or even appear to be very smart. All those big claws and teeth will wreck your day still.
Every school kid knows that arachnids are dangerous.
I really want to talk about the automatons. Terminator, Battlestar Galactica, and other sci-fi stories have used malevolent machines as antagonists, hell-bent on destroying humanity. If hostile insectoid aliens are a cliché, then killer robots are the other major one. What better enemy for humanity to test its mettle than beings that were possibly created by humanity's hands? I'm assuming they were descended from the minds of humanity based off their designs. The automatons are vicious. I really don't like fighting them solo. I'd rather fight against the giant bugs than these clankers. They intimidate me. Just look at them. The bugs may have ranged options too, but the clankers actually use firearms and explosives to ruin your day. If you're good, then fighting a drop solo will be no problem for you. I just prefer having a team with me to fight these monsters. Their melee options are not any less fearsome either. I don't blame Kyle Reese for having nightmares of the robot war. Just like the Terminators, they have red glowing eyes. They never tire, never sleep, and never show mercy. The Terminids have biological needs, but these automatons don't require the same things that living beings do. That's what makes them so terrifying. If you love fighting machines as much as I do, then you will love fighting the automatons. I love that both Star Wars, Terminator, and this game refer to their robots as clankers.
Clankers coming in! Back to the scrap heap, Clanker.
Recently, a third faction has been added to Helldivers 2, the Illuminate. They're traditional space aliens who can create mutated zombies from humans. Off-brand ODSTs versus zombies? That's definitely a page out of Halo, but that's not the crazy part. The alien overlords have energy staffs that look like they're straight out of Stargate, and some serious firepower with their tripods. War of the Worlds inspired a plethora of sci-fi stories with those tripods. The blasted things are also shielded here. It's a good thing we have close air support to shred shields. The Illuminate get their nickname because of the squids, and their horde of mutated zombies are called the Voteless. For a game about managed democracy, it's just hilarious that the zombies are named that because they're incapable of voting. The Voteless are pretty easy to take down, but swarms are deadly, so don't underestimate them. As you can see, while these two games overlap in terms of specific themes, they offer totally different things. Starship Troopers is a 16-player co-op first-person shooter, while Helldivers 2 is a 4-player co-op third-person shooter. Starship Troopers is focused only on bugs on 4 planets, and Helldivers 2 has a 4-way galactic war with a lot more planets. Granted, the biomes do repeat a lot. Assuming the bugs, Illuminate, and automatons will fight each other, but I digress. The point is that you shouldn't just disregard one because you have the other. It's silly to have such tribalism regarding video games, especially when both spawn from Starship Troopers franchise. Imagine not playing Halo because you already have Aliens Fireteam Elite. It's a silly thought process. I own both games and play them all the time, and they give very different experiences. Let's have fun killing hordes of bugs together. By the way, I wrote this script prior to the massive invasion of Super Earth. This truly elevated the experience of playing Helldivers 2. I hope the success of this game inspires the current IP owners of Starship Troopers to go all out with their next gaming venture. Competition between developers can breed fun and innovation. Of course, I still stand by my statement of not disregarding one game for the other.
So, let's keep defending life, liberty, and the pursuit of bug killing. Go to your local Federation recruiter or sign up for the Helldivers, and meet our enemies head on. Would you like to know more?